Okay, hello. Um,
Hi.
okay. All right, thank you. Apologies, I know I have wasted a lot of time. So I would just go straight to the introduction. I can see that we're a very small number, so I would actually later on would request that everyone, tell me a bit, small introduction of yourself. I know a lot of people have been wondering the face behind Fintech Girl. So yeah, you can see the face behind Fintech Girl. Um, I've made a lot of introductions lately, and I'll just make it again. So my name is Ogene Money, for short, KM or Coco. Do feel free to call me KM or Coco. I think people are better with that. Um, like I've been saying, I have a background in accounting and finance, and I work as a data analyst now, data and business intelligence analyst. And yeah, the journey has been interesting so far. Today we're going to be talking about understanding the buzz around fintech. So can you hear me? I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Okay. A little bit about the whole Fintech Girl story. I just want to give a brief of, or just walk you guys through the reason why Fintech Girl was created, or the initiative was brought about. Okay, so like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I think, yeah, 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about fintech, to be honest. Like I said, I have a background in accounting and finance. I had become chartered. When you just reach the peak of your studies, I won't really say the word career because I didn't have a lot of experience, because I had just graduated from school. So I had my ICANN, I had, my accounting and everything. So I was like, ooh, I'm on top of the world. When you're on top of the world and you feel like all the challenges has been, sorted, and then you just kind of like feel empty, kind of. And then you're looking for the next challenge. I think that was, the story of my life then. I was actually looking for the next challenge. I was just kind of like tired about the whole traditional accounting and stuff like that. So I stumbled upon, fintech. I think it was on the news. I stumbled on it. I was just sitting on the couch, with my dad, just discussing what I'm going to study for my further studies, for my master's. And then we just looked at the TV, and then they were talking about fintech and things like that. I think as at that time, that was at, I think, 2016, I think piggy bank were just coming up, or Paystack was actually even recruiting as at then. They were just coming up and all that stuff. So I heard about fintech and I was like, what's fintech all about? And that was, I got curious and then went online, browsed it, and kind of like, oh, okay, it's interesting. As at then, the school I actually did the fintech course, that's University of Strathclyde, as in Glasgow. They were saying you have to know about coding and things like that, and I didn't have any clue about coding. But then I had this zeal, to go for that challenge and things like that. And when I started my course, I was very happy. I got admitted into the course and I started. And when I started, I noticed that even the statistics, when I started doing my research, I noticed that a lot of, ladies, okay, it's tech is a male dominated, area. And the percentage of ladies in that area, even in fintech and also, overall tech, is actually very small. I think 2%, as at that time, as at 2016, I think it was around 2 to 5%. But now things are changing. A lot of women are taking leadership positions. A lot of women are going into tech and things like that. And, coupled with our educational system in Nigeria, coupled with ASU strike and all that stuff, and then hitting the whole future reports, future of jobs reports by World Economic Forum, I was like, okay, it's time this idea of allowing people to be relevant in their careers, this initiative be born, as in I have this burning desire to help people as much as possible, because I've been able to transition into tech by just practicing, like I've mentioned in most of my posts, my Instagram page. I've transitioned for 2 years now, since 2018. After my master's course, I have been studying and studying and studying. So I can say to a greater extent, okay, that to a greater extent, let's say like 70 to 80%, techie in a way, because I'm still growing, I'm still a work in progress, I'm still practicing as much as possible. People in my field, we know that data analytics or data science is not an easy feat. Like, today your codes might be working, tomorrow your codes might not be working. It's like a struggle, really. And then today you're having one challenge or the other, you're solving one challenge or the other. I'm not trying to complain, but it's an interesting journey. And I feel like, I should, bring more people into this area. And I know a lot of people want to transition. So yeah, so that's the whole background story. So I'm so happy that we have been able to set up this community. I'm so happy that we are making headway. So yeah, do we have any questions whatsoever? Am I audible? Am I clear? Hello?
You're very
You're clear.
audible.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll just go to the topic of today. Yeah, so we'll just go to the topic of today, understanding the buzz around fintech. So I've given you a background story, yeah, of how Fintech Girl came about, of my journey so far and everything. So it has been a learning, experience for me, looking at the next tech startups. You can see a lot of fintechs getting grants here and there. And I'm sure a lot of you are also interested to know, oh, okay, how can I get this grant? How can I set up my own company? Or what is this buzz surrounding fintech and things like that? And that is what we're going to go into right now. This is just an introductory webinar. The webinar is just for an hour. I know that we all have our busy schedules and it's weekend really, right? And then I think there's going to be a match very soon, if I'm not mistaken. Whether it has started, I don't know, but there, just to wrap it up so that we don't take so much of our time. So I'll just dive right in, into the session. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right. So, first off, we want to know, what is fintech? What is fintech? I don't want it to be just me talking. I would ask questions later on, but I just want one person to just tell me, like, what do you think, or do I know it's already it's already stated here? But yeah, what do you think fintech is, at least from the various posts we have been, putting up on our Instagram page, and I'm sure you must have looked it up on Google and things like that. So one person can just tell me what they think fintech is. Hello.
Hi, Kowo.
Hi, Ife. Yeah, you got it. You're good. I'm listening. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was muted.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay,
fine.
so yeah. So I was saying so in very simple terms, for me, fintech is I mean, a combination of finance and technology, just using tech in finance. If it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Obviously, you're correct. If that's just the meaning, right? It is leveraging technology, leveraging software, leveraging modern technologies to offer financial services to our customers. That's just what fintech means.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Ife. So you can see on my slide, I made it as short as possible. I think for us, I don't know, I just believe that pictures kind of like do justice to us understanding, than just words. So that's why the slide is so simple like this. So you can see that we have money, financial services. What do you do with money? You keep money, you invest money, you pay for goods and services. You even need advice on how to manage your money and things like that. So that's financial services. And back then, prior to 2008, when we had the whole financial crisis, the banks were really doing well, and customers actually trusted the banks to keep their money. But for now, things are a bit shaky since 2008 financial crisis. And then you have a lot of smartphones. Everybody's on a smartphone here, although in Africa, the percentage of smartphone users is not, it's about 60 to 70%, if I said it correctly, yeah. 60 to 70%, because you still have people in the rural areas that are not actually using. I use smartphones, right? Now, if we want to talk about phones, mobile phones, then we can say up to 80 to 85% of our populace in Africa actually have mobile phones, at least, considering the whole palasa. So yeah, people have this phone, so they can be able to use either USSD or text message, just like the way M-Pesa is doing in Kenya. I don't know whether we've heard about M-Pesa. So M-Pesa is a fintech company that has really done so well in Kenya. They've been able to offer financial services just with a text message. So if you want to transfer money to someone, you just need a text message, you just need the phone number of the person, and then you just the way the USSD is in Nigeria, that's the way M-Pesa is. So you just click on one or click on two, just dial a code, and then you can be able to transfer money, you can be able to receive money, you can be able to top up your airtime and things like that. So that is how M-Pesa has worked in Kenya, and it is 95%. It has a 95% success rate in Kenya. So yeah, back to what is fintech. Like I said, fintech is just a marriage, right, between financial services and technology. So technology is just a tool, basically. It's just a software which we leverage on, which we use. So right now, a lot of people, I can't even remember the last time I went to the bank. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I went to the bank. All my transactions has been on my phone or my laptop. If I want to do international transfers or something like that, I just use my laptop. But then I can't remember the last time I went to the bank. Even though I need some assistance, I'll just call their customer care and they've been able to help me. So I feel like, that has been how we have progressed so far. Before we used to go to, banks, have physical locations where you have to go and things like that. But right now, a lot of our things, a lot of our financial transactions that we want to do, we can do over the phone. So that is just the summary of fintech, right? Provision of financial services in a convenient manner over that is easily accessible, really, by a lot of people. And yeah, you access it over your phone, over your laptops and things like that. Like I put here, fintech refers to the software and modern technologies used by businesses that provide automated and improved financial services. You might be wondering, okay, we can just go to the next slide. Okay, so areas of fintech. This was actually gotten from a McKinsey report because of the whole, pardon me, I was a bit rushing because I had some deadlines to take care of. So I had to just, improvise kind of. Okay, so these are the areas of fintech. a lot of people ask, oh, what are the areas of fintech? What are the areas I can go to if I want to set up a company, or if I want to even work in the fintech space? What can I actually do? Now you have the payment sector or payment space. You have the likes of Flutterwave, Paystack. You have the likes of Wealthfront. Wealthfront is a US company. You have the likes of TransferWise, World Remit. These are international companies. TransferWise is for remittances, and then I think World Remit is also for remittances as well. So in the payment space, really, what do you have, right? In the payment space, you have payment gateways, you have wallets, you have remittances. What else do you have? You have processors, and then you have merchant service providers. Now you ask me, oh, what is wallet? Wallet is just like, okay, just like the way you have your accounts, your mobile app, where you just go on it and then you check your balance. Account on our mobile app, on our banking mobile app, or our mobile banking app, either ways, I think we can use it interchangeably. That serves as a mobile wallet, really. So you can be able to monitor the amount of money you have, your expenses, and things like that. So it is just an easy, to sign up or to onboard store of value. Processors, let's say, for example, a payment gateway, right? For example, you want to book your flight. You want to book a flight, let's say to Abuja, to Port Harcourt, or things like that. And usually when you want to pay, you see a link. I think for Arik uses more of Paystack. The others use more of Flutterwave. They just have a list of processors they use. So they use Flutterwave, they use Paystack. There's even GTP. Majority of these our banks, our traditional banks, are actually switching, right? So sorry, they also have their own mini fintechs, if I can put that word, mini banks, right? Fintechs. Let me just use the word fintech. You have Alerts by Wema. You have even GT2, you have GTP and things like that. So you just have like a lot of, and these are services, or these are little things the banks have done, to be able to help, in terms of providing or improving customer experience. So like I said, you have processors, you have remittances. Now remittances is just cross-border transfers. You might ask me, oh, okay, remittances, what is in the remittance space? You have a lot of banks doing it, but you have them partnering with MoneyGram, Western Union, RIA, and I think EcoBank has their own personal one, which is Rapid Transfer and all that stuff. But there are new ones currently on ground. You have TransferWise and World Remit. However, there's a problem with this actually. As for us Africans, Now, also PayPal too is under cross-border transfers and also payment of goods and services, like a payment gateway in a way, but they offer both services. Now, I said it's a challenge for us Africans. Why? Because when you go on the TransferWise app or World Remit app, you cannot transfer your Naira. Yes, you cannot transfer your Naira. What you have to do is you have to have an international bank app or something, or international bank account. That's where you can actually transfer, because they accept like I think they accept close to 10 currencies, but Naira is not part of them. I don't even think any African country is on TransferWise app. So you can see that that is like a gap, right? And anybody that can come up with such a solution can be able to, make money in terms for the African market. A lot of our people here still use MoneyGram and Western Union. So, okay, I have to be fast, so our time is not still use Western Union and all that stuff. You have merchant service providers, merchant terminals, like for people, for example, Flutterwave, what Flutterwave is actually doing. I'm actually using examples to, drive these meanings. What Flutterwave is actually doing, they're creating like a marketplace, like a store for SMEs to be able to leverage, to have an online presence, where you can just, post your goods. It's just like the way, Jumia is, or Amazon is. That's what, Flutterwave is actually providing for SMEs, a marketplace where they can just, sell their goods and all that stuff. So they don't really need to go and build any website or anything. Then you have the savings space. You have the likes of Piggyvest, Petty Save. You have a lot. Even in Nigeria, interestingly, there are over 200 fintechs. You might be surprised. There are actually over 200 fintechs in just Nigeria alone. You might not be hearing of them, but they are really doing well. Fintech is not just only limited to the payment space or the savings space. They are also spread across, to robo advisory. Now, I actually had to add robo advisory. A lot of our firms or a lot of fintechs haven't really explored that area, especially in Nigeria. Robo advisory is just kind of like giving financial services to our customers or to your customers, really. So it's just having an algorithm, just the way you have a lot of information online where you can just pick and source. It's like having Alexia, right? But for just finance transactions or driving home personal finance or being a financial literacy platform. Yeah, something of that sort. So robo advisory. And I think we should actually explore that. That would be nice to see there. Okay, so we also have in savings, we also have wealth management. Wealth management in the sense that a lot of people want to invest. That's where you have iVest, RiseVest. You have a lot of, I think, iWealth. You have a lot of investment platforms currently on ground. You have the whole agri-tech, which are also investment options as well. So they can help you increase your money, give you returns and the likes. Then lending, I see that even, I think as at 2 days ago, was it 2 days or last week? I think I read on the Guardian newspaper that the default rate, of Nigerians is on the, is on the high increase and all that stuff, which is not far-fetched, because if you look at it, the economy is not actually helping. There is high unemployment rates. There is high, due to the whole COVID and everything, people have actually lost their jobs and things like that. So it's really affecting the economy. You can see inflation rate is 14.23 as at the last time I checked. So a lot of things really. So it's bound to happen that people will not be able to pay, the loan which they have actually collected. So you have retail lending where you just give short-term loans, quick loans to retail customers. That's individuals. Then you have SME lending where you give to small and medium enterprises, and then you have a lending infrastructure. You just have like a platform, just like the banks have and all that stuff where you lend money. And then you have an algorithm, that checks the credit risk rating of individuals. I think social lender have been able to do a lot in this space because they don't really have, I think, rent money as well. But for rent money, your salary account has to be tied, to the account you're opening to take a loan for rent money. But for social lender, they just need your I think for social lender, and I'm trying to remember the name. I don't think I can remember it right now. It starts with a C. Carbon, yeah, I remember, yeah. Carbon, yes. Carbon, they've been able to, manage this space, this lending space very well. Their model simply being that they collect the individual's phone numbers. They also collect the phone numbers of family members as well. And then if the person is, it's close to payment time, they'll start messaging the family member or messaging the or messaging the person, okay, it's time for you to pay and things like that. And if the person has gone 1 day or 2 days of, of not paying, they will start, messaging the other families. Oh yeah, your brother is owing, your sister is owing, come and pay, or things like that. For some people, I was actually discussing with someone, a colleague of mine, and I was like, I think that's a very nice model, because I don't know, Nigerians, we like strong hand, right? But the person was like, okay, even though we like strong hand and everything, people will still, default in terms of like payments and things like that. But I'm like, the disgrace that comes with it now, like how would you now think about it Christmas now, after, usually during Christmas a lot of people go back home, and then they're like, oh, okay, Christmas, they would like to show off, they are doing well and things like that, not knowing that they are even living off, borrowed funds and things like that. So if they can start contacting their family members, so their family members will like, with that shame, they will want to actually pay the money. So I think that's a good business model, at least for the Nigerian market, until otherwise proven not. But I think it's a good model. Services in terms of like personal finance, merchant solutions, financial institutions. I don't want to waste too much of our time, because I actually said it's 1 hour, so I want to rush it and things like that. And then we have insurance, and then we have accounts and all that stuff. Like I said, the space or the area that I haven't really seen a lot of fintechs play in, I think, will be the remittance space. That's one. I think the robo advisory space as well. I think I think those two, insurance as well. I haven't really seen a lot of people playing this, although our insurance firms are really doing well, at least Leadway, Sigma Pensions, they also have their app as well, but I don't think it's fully functional as to bringing that value we want, actually. So yeah, those are the key areas fintechs can play in and all that stuff. Nigerian's fintech landscape. Okay, so I also got this from a McKinsey report as well. You can see that majority of our fintechs are actually in the consumer space. And we have less of them. Okay, so you can see, okay, 17% in the consumer space, in the SME space, you have 19%, and then you have less of them, in corporate. But this only goes towards payment. So you can see majority of our fintechs are just between lending and payments, right? You can see a less percentage in insurance. So you only have consumer, just 3%, under insurance. And then even for account management and things like that, you just have 2% for consumer. For corporate, none. For SME, it's just 1%. And then you can just see that there's a high concentration of our fintechs in lending and payment, just for the SME and consumer, and also savings and investment, really, because you have 11% for the consumer. So you can see that there are still areas for us to play in. There is still a huge opportunity for us, for people that want to go into it as a business, really, as setting up a company. You have looking at it from the corporate side, looking at it from the SME side. I understand that for you to, to be able to serve corporate, it might be a difficult, it might be a challenging stuff if you don't have network, if you don't have people in the industry who you can talk to and all that stuff. But I think you can actually start from somewhere. We are in the digital world, we're in the digital age, where we can just, bring out something, a very nice product, and we can be able to pitch. And if they see anything good in it, they can, hop in and all that. So like I said, this chart just shows that there are really opportunities for us to play in, for us entrepreneurs that want to go into, creating something for the fintech space.